Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide online service. We want you to know wherever you are on your journey of spirit, you are welcome, loved, and accepted. This is a way of life where we honor all paths to God. Now's the time we take a deep cleansing breath and we prepare ourselves for service. We quiet our bodies and we quiet our minds. In this very room, there's quite enough love for one like me. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for one like me. And there's quite enough peace, quite enough power to walk through my every fear. For spirit, one spirit, is in this very room. In this very room, there's quite enough love for all of us. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all of us. And there's quite enough peace, quite enough power to walk through our every fear. For spirit, one spirit, is in this very room. In this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. And there's quite enough peace, quite enough power to walk through our every fear. For spirit, one spirit, is in this very room. Is in this very room. Oh yes, there's quite enough love, quite enough peace, and quite enough power right here in this very room. Give me one moment in time when I'm all that I knew I could be. Oh, why then, in that one moment in time I will be. Oh yes, we will be. We will be free. Oh, you're a winner for a lifetime. When you live each moment in time, let it shine. Give me one moment in time when I'm all that I knew I could be. Oh, why then, in that one moment in time, I will be. Oh, yes, we will be. We will be free. Oh, yeah, yes, we will be free. Oh, yes, we will be free. Well, once again, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide Online Service. As I said in the beginning, wherever you are on your journey of spirit, you are welcome, loved, and accepted. This is a way of life where we honor all paths to God. Our mission is to heal, inspire, empower, and prosper the world through love, prayer, meditation, and by sharing the principles and applications of successful living. You know, I know many of you out there today are having wonderful celebrations, birthdays, anniversaries, whatever you're celebrating, just know that right here at Interfaith Spiritual Center, we are sending our blessings out to you today. Also, if you or anyone you know is in need of affirmative prayer, please place it in the comment box and know that our ministry of prayer will pray over it for 30 days because we do know affirmative prayer does change things. I want to also remind you that Dr. Sharon is on hiatus right now from Wednesday Night Live, but she'll be back right after the 6th of September with her new theme of sacred mythology. There you go. I got it. All right. Well, I know we have many new viewers today, and you're probably wondering, oh, what is interfaith all about and what do they believe? Well, right now we're going to state exactly what we believe. So are you ready? Here we go. What we believe. We believe in God, the one power, presence, source, and substance of all that is, whose will for us is eternal bliss, love, health, prosperity, and good fortune. We believe the power and presence of God is within us, and that we can use that power to accomplish anything through our desires, beliefs, thoughts, words, and actions. We believe there are many paths to God. We embrace and support every person's right to worship as he or she chooses. We believe we are eternal and are given unlimited opportunities to succeed and attain our heartfelt desires and goals through prayer, meditation, and by practicing the principles of successful living. We believe that heaven's first a state of mind that we could attain now and forever. We believe in the law of life that states we get back what we give out. We believe that as our humanness gives way to the divine, the Christ consciousness arises triumphant and victorious. And so it is. Beautiful. Thank you. Now you might have a little more understanding of who we are right here at Interfaith Spiritual Center. Here we are in the last Sunday of August, and our theme for the month has been the 5 mystical laws of life. Well, I'm going to state our affirmation, and then if you would love to, please repeat it after me. The point of power is always in the present moment, and I live in the awareness always, and so it is. Please join me. The point of power is always in the present moment, and I live in this awareness always, and so it is. Beautiful. Thank you so much for your kind attention. And now at this time, Dr. Sharon was going to come up and give you a beautiful meditation. Thank you so much.
Good morning. and welcome to Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide, where we believe there's a power for good in the universe greater than we are, and we can use it. And we are using it every single day of our lives, whether we are consciously aware of it or not. And this morning, as we go within in our meditation, we're just going to send out our love around the planet, to Afghanistan, to Haiti, wherever pain seems to be operating anywhere on the planet. We know the presence of God is, don't we? So let's just take a deep cleansing breath all the way down to the soles of our feet. Breathe in the good, the true, and the beautiful, whatever you conceive that to be for you. This is the day the Lord hath made, and we consciously choose to rejoice and be glad in it. It is a gift from God. And what we make of this thing called life is our gift back to God. Breathing in and breathing out. Acknowledging with the psalmist that there is a spirit within man and within woman, and the breath of the Almighty hath given them life and understanding. Through this sacred understanding, we acknowledge that all paths that lead to God are good. That right now, somewhere in the world, a Jew is saying her prayers, a Hindu is chanting a mantra, and a Buddhist is kneeling at her sacred shrine. Right now, at this very moment, someone is lighting a candle in a cathedral. Someone is making their Hajj toward Mecca, for it is the will of Allah. And yet someone else is lighting a fire in a jungle, repeating an ancient mystical drama. Many, many pathways up the mountaintop, and the view is always the same from the summit. In the dawning of the spiritual sun, for a moment all faiths became as one. The Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, Jew became as one, and somehow knew that mystic voice that calls to me, "Oh, yonder, yonder person, I am thee." We are one. There is one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect, and that life is our life right here and right now. It is nearer than our breathing. It is closer than hands and feet. It is the life of our life. It is the essence of our being. All that we are is this God-created stuff. God in us, God as us. God is the only truth of us. Whatever we conceive our God to be, whatever name we put on our higher power, it matters not. But to acknowledge that which is within us is greater than that which resides in the world of conditions, appearances, and effects. We seek first the kingdom of God, and we know that all good things are added unto us, that mentally and emotionally we are in perfect peace. Our mind is stayed on thee. Our mind is stayed on what is life-giving and life-affirming. We build on that. Physically, we are told that this body temple is a temple of the living God. It is a vehicle to do the will of He who sent us. And as our humanness gives way to the divine, the Christ consciousness arises triumphant and victorious. What I know is that you are as close to God as I am ever going to get. And I am as close to God as you are ever going to get. And if I am in that place in me and you are in that place in you, there is only one of us. And financially, let us align this morning. God is our source. That's right. God is our source. We bless every avenue, every channel in which our good flows. But the ground of being is God is our source. Let us align this morning. I am happy, healthy, prosperous, and free. This is the truth for me and with me. And I want to add, if there's anyone viewing this morning that possibly cried themselves to sleep last night, know that you are not alone. The love of God surrounds you. The light of God enfolds you. The power of God protects you, and the presence of God watches over you. That wherever you are, God is. This is the truth for you and with you. You are enfolded in the everlasting arms of God's love. You are not alone. Peace, shalom. Peace, shante. Peace, salam. Peace, pause, peace, pax, peace, freedom, peace, 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 peace. And so it is. Thank you. And this morning I am stepping in for our spiritual reader, and he could not be here this morning. And I've loved our theme for the month. And our theme has been the 5 mystical laws of life. The first Sunday was about living in the now, that the point of power is always in the present moment. The second mystic law was of forgiveness, that if I want to really actualize my energy to be in the world, but of a much higher vibratory frequency, I forgive, I let go, I let God. The third mystic law was all, is an illusion. And what that means is that when we put credibility in the outer world, it's sounding brass and a tinkling cymbal. It goes nowhere. It's hollow. But when I go within to the secret place of the Most High, and I pray to my Father, Mother, God in secret, I am acknowledged openly. The real world is within us. The relative world is in the outer. And then, of course, divine synchronicity, that nothing happens by chance. The fourth law, the fourth mystical law of life, divine synchronicity, that nothing happens by chance, that everything is by a divine appointment. This is why I really love our way of life, is that we have the opportunity to open to the greater realities of life. And I'm going to share with you today a wonderful reading, and it's by Jennifer Soldner. And the fifth mystical law tells us that regardless of our purpose in our own lives or in that of a greater divine plan, we must seek to achieve and maintain congruence of mind, body, and spirit. Essentially, your beliefs must match your actions, and your actions must match your beliefs at all times. This congruence is only possible when we can achieve a full acceptance of each aspect of ourselves, often called alignment or awakening. Congruence of the mind, body, and spirit occurs when we are in complete harmony with ourselves and the world around us, rather than fighting against what is, allowing the divine graces to naturally flow to us and through us in order to achieve our purpose. It is the natural state of all things. And Mahatma Gandhi said, be congruent, be authentic, be your true self. Be authentic, right? Be congruent, be your true self. I love that. And so with that being said, it's my great pleasure and my privilege to bring the Reverend Prince Fleet Easton to the podium, and he has something wonderful planned for us. So take it away, Reverend Prince Fleet Easton.
I'd like to build the world a home and furnish it with love. Grow apple trees and honey bees and snow-white turtle doves. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to hold it in my arms and keep it company. I'd like to see the world for once standing hand in hand and hear them echo through the hills for peace throughout the land. It's the song I hear. Let the world sing today, a new song of peace that'll never go away. Yeah. Well, I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. Well, I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. Well, I'd like to build the world a home and furnish it with love. Grow apple trees and honeybees and snow white turtle doves. Well, I'd like to teach the world to sing, standing hand in hand. Grow apple trees and honeybees and look throughout the land. That song I'd sing, I would teach the world. Yeah. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Sharon Stroud.
Thank you, Reverend Prince. And I love that song. It's perfect. I'd like to teach the world to sing. And when we have a song in our heart and we have joy in our step, we know that that universe goes before us and prepares the way with ease and grace. So today it's about being in congruence, being in harmony with spirit, mind, and body. And it's always been interesting to me that we are in the world. We are in the world to live, to laugh, to express, to be who we are, to embrace our purpose, our calling, and others will be drawn through that magnetic energy when we love what we do and do what we love. There is no greater combination in life than that. So when we are, congruence is about being in agreement and being in harmony with spirit, mind, and body. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all good things are added unto you. Whatever you conceive that kingdom to be, whatever path, many, many pathways up the mountaintop, and the view is always the same from the summit, right? Always. We look out over the landscape of the living, breathing cosmos and energy field. And so what's always been interesting to me is that we at times compartmentalize. And I've heard people say when they've done something not exactly on point, well, that's business. So our spirituality is one thing, and this is business over here. So I can be like a little bit dishonest. That's business. But the truth is, every single one of us, we are about our Father, Mother, God's business. And everything flows out of that. Whatever path we're on, whatever religion, whatever spiritual essence that we are coming from, we are about a higher vibratory frequency. It's not just business. I had an experience a few years ago. I had longed to go to Findhorn. Findhorn is a beautiful place in the Highlands of Scotland. And it's known that when they planted roses, they were like huge. And all of the vegetables were huge, that they prayed over them, that this was a spiritual community, that people live on Findhorn. And I was speaking in Edinburgh, and my presentation was on world peace and the circle of life. And of course, my ground of being is let there be peace on earth. Let it begin with me. With God as creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony, that we are together in this thing called life. And the peace that passes all understanding, which Jesus, who became the Christ, as his humanness gave way to the divine, said, my peace I give to you, my peace I leave with you. Not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. You believe in God, believe also in me. And what he was saying is not the personality, Jesus of Nazareth. Believe in the Christ consciousness. That energy that goes before us and prepares the way as we become a lamp unto our own feet, drawing others into that energy field. So my peace I give to you. So after the conference, I was, I set it all up. It was going to take hours. I had to go, back to London to a special airport, and then take a bus and a train and you name it. Finally, after all day, I made it to Findhorn, and I had to take a bus and then a taxi. I mean, it went on and on. And there was like no one there. There's not like an information booth or anything there. So I just dragged my luggage along, and I saw it said the art director. And I went in and I said, I'm Dr. Sharon Stroud from the United States, and I've come here to stay at Findhorn and experience this beautiful, beautiful energy. I'm staying at the Rose Cottage. And they were very busy, on the computer, and they were doing things. And they said, well, just a minute, please. And so, I'm standing there, and they're going through all of this paperwork. And I said, after about 15 minutes, I've had a really long day, and I would like to know where the Rose Cottage is. And they said, well, we're doing this right now. Just excuse me. Now, I have read books on Findhorn. I have, just embraced the energy of being in a spiritual community. And I'm really taken aback by their attitude. And so finally I said, for years I have wanted to be here, and it's taken me all day to get here. And I am absolutely stunned that you just cannot take a moment out and show me where the Rose Cottage is. And the ground of being is spirituality. And I'm not really sensing that here. I get it that your busyness, and remember, busy is a lower vibratory frequency. When we are feeling the joy of life, we're actively involved. So I never use the word busy. And they said, we are very busy. So that lowers the vibratory frequency. And I said, I am just absolutely stunned at your attitude. And I want you to know that. This was like the last thing I ever thought I would experience in a spiritual community. So if you'll just point the way, I'll drag my luggage through the mud because it had rained, and find the Rose Cottage. And I found the Rose Cottage, and the proprietor said, oh yes, I've been expecting you. And she was, her energy felt very low. And so, I went to my room and I thought, wow, this is really an interesting experience. I'm experiencing the shadow side of Findhorn. And of course, whenever we put anything up on this great pedestal, is going to be so wonderful. We are setting ourselves up on one level for disappointment. However, this is the spiritual community around the world making a difference. And I had shared with the proprietor, her name was Lucy, what I experienced and how stunned I was. And she said, yes, she said, our energy has been really low this past couple of years. And people have moved out. But we do have a morning meditation, and we all join. And it was a wonderful circular little chapel. And so I made it a point to go to the chapel. And if you feel moved to do a spiritual prayer or a treatment or whatever, the space is created with beautiful music. There's lovely energy. And I spoke my word. I said, there is one life. That life is God's life. That is the life of Findhorn. And we breathe energy into the spiritual community, that everyone and anyone who comes within the energy of Findhorn is healed and uplifted in this cosmic energy. That which needs to be healed is healed. That which needs to be revealed is revealed. That which needs to be known is known. And that which needs to be released is released quickly, gently, and with grace. And I did my spiritual treatment. And as I did my spiritual treatment, energetically, I felt a light around everyone who was in the energy field. I felt a healing light. And I could see through the appearances, which was, it was amazing. Very low energy. And we're putting on this art show. This is much more important than somebody that's traveled for days to get here. That was like the energy that I felt, right? And when I returned to the Rose Cottage, and I felt it was all a divine appointment. I was named after the Rose of Sharon. I am the Rose of Sharon and the lily of the valley. As the lily among thorns, so is my love among the daughters. And so this seemed very much a divine appointment. And there was a letter for me. And it was from the director of the art institute there at Pinhorn. And he said, I want to deeply apologize for my behavior yesterday. I got so caught up in the doingness, I forgot the purpose of our beingness, of why we are here as spiritual beings. You brought it to my attention. I want to say I did. And I am forever grateful. Here are tickets to our beautiful art show that is an annual fundraiser. And please be our honored guest and come to, they were having like hors d'oeuvres and a gathering. Please come to the gathering, which I did. When I walked in that evening, so much love and so much graciousness. And I said, I had been traveling, so I wasn't my most patient either. And I was just stunned that the reception. And out of that, and out of my speaking my word, that there is one life, that life is God's life, that life is perfect, that life is the life of Findhorn. Right here and right now, that those original energies arise triumphant and victorious. And the Katie's, Peter and his wife, they had founded Findhorn. And it was just so, the rest of the trip was magical for me as I walked down the beach and I felt the energy of this light, the light that penetrates the darkness, what? Comprehended that not, and shadows flee away forever. That yes, we all have a shadow side. Organizations have a shadow side. Countries have a shadow side. Nations have a shadow side, and it's up to us. Blessed are they who have eyes that see and ears that hear, that can hear the still small voice of God within us. Be still and know. And in this knowingness, we have the ability to see through the appearance that shows up. We have the ability to know the truth that sets us free, that we are all one, that the blood that courses through my veins is the same color of the blood that courses through your veins. So to be congruent in spirit, mind, and body is that we walk our talk, that we acknowledge that each and every one of us is the living Christ, the living Buddha, the holy I am presence, that when Moses looked into the burning bush and said, who are you? What are you? The voice of I am answered and said, cast off your shoes. For where you stand is holy ground. That wherever we go on the planet is holy ground. That the blessing of our consciousness goes before us. And that what? We see through what is being expressed. And we're not all going to vibrate at the same frequency, are we? Not everyone is going to be our bosom buddy. However, that God in me celebrates that God in you. It salutes that divinity within you that moves beyond color, race, creed, sexual orientation, and oh yes, political affiliation. That we are one. This is our ground of being. And if we're not received, what did Jesus say to his disciples when they said, well, what if we knock on all these doors that you want us to go out and preach the gospel to all the world, and we're not received? Cast the dust from off thy feet and go thy way in peace. We're not always going to be received. Cast the dust. cast that old energy from off your feet. The feet represent our understanding on the physical plane, right? And so cast that energy off thy feet and go thy way in peace. And that when we recognize the very thoughts that we think, and the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart are accepted and received because they are of a higher vibratory frequency. And I keep my thoughts in a high place. And when I keep my thoughts in a high place, what happens? We rise above it, don't we? We rise above the condition, the appearance, and whatever this effect is having on us, we rise above it. And we know that prayer is the most amazing energy on the universe, this most powerful energy in the universe. And that we can just silently say a prayer. And if things are going on, we can send out this energy of love and prayer, because we are the prayer that's praying itself, each and every one of us. So that, remember when Jesus went through the crowd and the woman thought, if I could just touch him, I'll be healed. She'd been suffering for 12 years. I could just be healed. And as he walked through the crowd, performing his miracles, she reached out and she missed him. But she touched the hem of his garment and was healed. And when she fell down to worship him and his goodness and mercy, he said, why callest thou me good? There is only one good, and that is God. But yet he was very clear that I and my Father are one, that we are all co-creators with this energy that we call God, that we are created in the image and likeness of God. And so we open to this, and the very lifeblood within us, the energy within us, is this God stuff, this energy. And when we understand this, and I have a friend, and he's always talking about how tired and fatigued, and he's has a ministry in Los Angeles, and that he does all of these memorial services and whatever. And I said, you know what? My work gives me energy because I love what I do and I do what I love. And when you approach it with this consciousness of fatigue, guess what? The energy goes even lower. Remember that when you say I am, whatever comes after that creates our reality. So we stand, Porter, at the gate of our conscious mind, addressing the universe in a way that we want to be addressed, to live and move and have our being in this consciousness of light. Knowing that as the shadow comes up, it flees away forever. And the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart are accepted and received. O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer, and I am redeemed every single day of my life as I open to the truth of my being. And that beingness, I'm in the world to express, to be who I am, to give my gift, to really embody my calling. But I'm of a higher spiritual vibratory frequency that I choose to call heaven on earth. There's a very fine line between heaven, which, is nirvana, right? And earth. And when we vibrate to that higher frequency, that heavenly frequency, we rise above it. In the ancient Hindu, they call it samsara, the daily round. That the fine line between the daily round samsara and nirvana is just a thought away, right? Because nirvana is the highest state that we can attain to in the ancient Hindu religion. Heaven on earth. And as we forgive, remember the first week, live in the now. The point of power is always in the present moment. That we live in the now. We don't need to bring up yesterday. Remember, yesterday is a canceled check. Tomorrow's a promissory note. Today is cash. We live in the present moment. And this is the only moment that we have. So to dredge up, in fact, the Bible states, any man putting his hand on the plow, right, going to move forward, and looking back is not fit for the kingdom of God. That my name is I am. It is not I was. I live in the now. My name is I am. My name is not I will be. I do not live in the future. I live in the now. My name is I am. When you live in the now, I am there. I am not in tomorrow. I am not in yesterday. My name is I am. I live in the now. So the very first week was on living in the now and remembering that there is only this now moment. And the second mystical law of life was about forgiveness and that we must forgive. And I'm not saying that we don't learn and grow through these experiences, but we do not carry them around with us. There's an ancient legend about hunters that were out in the forest. And one hunter took his bow and his arrow and he released the arrow. And it landed in the chest of one of the high priests. And he was stunned. And he said, "Find out who cast this arrow in my chest." And the high priest wanted to take it out and address the wound so it would heal. And he said, "No, we will not pull it out until we find out who released this arrow that landed in my chest." Well, guess what? By the time they found the young hunter that had released the arrow, the priest died. He was unwilling to take the arrow out and forgive the whole process and live. So we, at times, we have these arrows and they feel very wounding and they're in our heart, but we have to pull it out and learn the lesson and acknowledge that we're here to grow and unfold and expand and to learn from every arrow that is slung at us and to raise up our hand and acknowledge that there is one life, that life is God's life, that life is our life, and that life is the life within each and every one of us. So forgiveness is a life lesson, isn't it? To truly let it go. And the third law was all is an illusion, that we cannot put our power into the outer world and give our power away. The reality is within us. That's being congruent in spirit, mind, and body, right? And divine synchronicity, the fourth mystical law of life, that nothing happens by chance, that everything is a divine appointment. And that as we receive it as a divine appointment, what? We are blessed by this energy through grace in perfect ways. And today, fifth mystical law, which is so absolutely wonderful, to acknowledge at the deepest level that we are congruent in spirit, mind, and body. And that makes all the difference. So the archetype that we embody is the ruler, that we have self-rule. It's really about self-rule, self-discipline. So when things occur that come into our energy field, yes, the human condition is that we grieve our losses, we have reactions. That's part of the human condition. And then we raise ourselves up. And as we raise ourselves up, as the phoenix rising from burnt offerings, triumphant and victorious, as we raise ourselves up, we have perspective, we have energy, and we have life. And that makes all the difference. So we're all going somewhere. And do you know where that is? Higher yet. Where is it? Higher yet. Where is it? Higher yet. Because I am in a high place and I will not come down. None of these outer things move me. I am in a high place and I will not come down. I say to you, namaste. The divinity within me salutes the divinity within you. And the divinity within you salutes the divinity within me. And if I am in that place in me and you are in that place in you, there truly is only one of us. And I say, shalom, the peace that passes all understanding. And God bless us, every single one. It's a joy to be with you this morning. It's a joy to reach through this eye of the camera, remembering the eye in which I see God is the same eye in which God sees me. We are one. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now it is my great pleasure to bring to the platform the Reverend Prince Fleet Easton, who has something even more wonderful planned. Here you go, dear. Take it away.
Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Sunshine in my eyes can make me cry. Sunshine on the water looks so lovely. Sunshine always makes me high. If I had a day that I could give you, I'd give to you a day just like today. If I had a song that I could sing for you, I'd sing a song to make you feel this way. For sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Sunshine in my eyes can make me cry. Sunshine on the water looks so lovely. Sunshine always makes me high. If I had a tale that I could tell you, I'd tell a tale sure to make you smile. If I had a wish that I could wish for you, I'd make a wish for sunshine all the while. For sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Sunshine in my eyes can make me cry. Sunshine on the water looks so lovely. Sunshine, it always makes me high. Yes, sunshine, it always makes me high. Makes me high. Makes me high. Thank you, John Denver, for writing that beautiful, beautiful song.
Beautiful.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Sharon Stroud.
Beautiful. This is our time of giving and receiving our offering. And because of you, we are in existence. Our doors are open. Can you imagine not being able to receive anything since March 2020, in a physical way? However, through your generosity, your love of our message and our ministry, our doors are open. And because of an interfaith angel, thank God, we can meet our commitments. One of them is our wonderful Reverend Prince, and this is what he does for a living. And his whole career is just blossoming. He sang a song this morning that we know is just going to just be amazing, isn't it? It's just going to go worldwide.
We will carry on.
We will carry on is the name of it. I was just moved to tears when he sang it to me this morning. So much is happening for him. And see, this is how I see it, that when you're into sacred service and you really believe deeply in what you are doing, that at times it looks like nothing's happening, but we're planting seeds, we're nurturing those seeds, we're fertilizing those seeds. And in the ancient Chinese, bamboo, they had watered the bamboo and nothing happened for 10 years. But in the 10th year, it grew 100 feet. So we are nurturing and we're fertilizing and we're allowing this message to go forward. And so grateful, I am so deeply grateful for our virtual community and that this message goes through the waves of light and that everyone and anyone who hears this message is healed and uplifted in our presence. So thank you so much. I want to thank Julian Paul Hernandez, who stepped in to be our wonderful moderator this morning. And he has, we always love to know where you're from and any prayer requests that you have. We have a wonderful miracle working ministry of prayer. In fact, I've invited other global leaders to be part of our ministry of prayer, including Laura Topper from London. And we just know that prayer is the most powerful energy in the universe. And then, of course, there are 3 ways you can give. We have our PayPal account. And bless you for those of you who have been contributing through PayPal. We have our mailing address in Palm Springs. And we have a credit card facility that you call the number. And we will take your donation through, it's called Square. So let's just bless the offering and please repeat after me. I give this gift with love and joy.
I give this gift with love and joy.
I give this gift as an expression of who I am.
I give this gift as an expression of who I am.
In giving to God, I give to myself.
In giving to God, I give to myself.
I give thanks for the abundance that is mine.
I give thanks for the abundance that is mine.
And so it is.
So it is.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. And so we'll just... And what I do is I'm activating all 5 key elements of the universe. There's 5. So it's earth, air, fire, water, and ether. And we're saying, thank you, Father, Mother, God, for the blessing of this gift. And all of you who are giving, we're just blessing you. We just know that the only cost in giving is receiving. And that this affirmation of truth, I am happy, healthy, prosperous, and free, opens a space to allow us to go forth on this glorious day, healed, whole, perfect, and complete. And so it is. Amen.
Amen.
And now our wonderful fleet is going to close us out with Miss Minnie. She's been pretty good this morning. And this is our anthem during this very interesting time. And it's called Shower the People with Love.
You can play the game, you can act out the part, though you know it wasn't written for you. But tell me how you gonna stand there with a broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool. One thing can lead to another, it doesn't take any sacrifice. Oh, father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, do it twice. And just shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. What I mean to say is shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Now let me tell you, Minnie. You know you can run, and she does. You can hide. This is widely known. And what you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself, all alone. Once you tell somebody the way you feel, you can feel it beginning to ease. I guess it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel, always getting the grease. So you better shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. What I mean to say is shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. You see, Minnie is always showering us with kisses and licks. She knows how to do it.
She does.
Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Make it rain, rain love. Make it rain, rain love. Make it rain, rain love. Oh, that's right. Shower them with kisses, Minnie. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today, right here at Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide online service. As I always say in the beginning, wherever you are on your journey of spirit, you are welcome, loved, and accepted. This is a way of life where we honor all paths of God. Once again, I want to remind you, Dr. Sharon will be back after Labor Day for her Wednesday night live Spirit, Mind, and Body Connection, which will be Sacred Mythology. So now, all of you go out today and have a beautiful, blessed day, and know that our love is going with you. Our blessings we're sending to you. So have a beautiful, blessed week, and we'll see you next week right here. Take care. Here we go. Mwah! Take care, everyone. God bless. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. And Minnie says goodbye. You gonna wave to me? Here we go.